If you've got half a century, you can do it. Right, this is called Date. A searchlight on Maggie, where she hung out under dripping trees, past midnight in the garden of sinister intent. Finally at ease with herself, like the flowers, she was innocent, though the the sweet scent of roses in the night air is said to be virus-driven, a fairground of death and candy floss. He's serenaded by the night chorus as he waits, crows flapping around his head. He's full of lead like a Colt 45 as his body projects its barrel. He kisses her instead of pulling his trigger. There's a shivering in the trees as he quivers. The man in the moon came down to please her, fresh from her shop windows of dreams and naked images. They would meet on the stroke of midnight by the rose garden, lit by starlight. I'm here, my pretty babe, come to daddy do. He was just like his image, a screen come true, appeared from her iPad like her knight in armor, wanting her, needing her to fulfill his darkest dreams. A moment of passion brought on by a dark star, leading him on. Take me, she cries, tell me what to do. Rain clouds gathered in the night sky, black on black, but her heart was technicolored, blissed out on her moonlight ride, enters a world of real men, carried along on the tide. Too late to be rescued, but too soon to die, stripped on the wet ground in a rush of foam. She never made a sound, never again, she's surely the last. Shark that I am, my darling made the sacrifice. His eyes like searchlights, he examines his crime, then replaces her silky scarf, tucked in where it belonged. Never mind about death, my dear, was his refrain. You're so perfect. Life for you would have been a waste of time. It's to do with living, your theme, but I did write it before, but it fits in with the theme. So, I'll never die, it cannot be. That's what Browning said. But they do say that poets never die. They live eternally through their words. So ashes can become living tattoos. So forever part of a body, ugh. I wouldn't like to be contained inside someone, even my nearest and dearest. We move on elsewhere, surely we must fly. My old father was so happy to be released from pain. He frolicked around as a spirit in the garden flowers, shouting, I'm free, I'm free, a sight embedded in my memory. One can become a living tree, planted for posterity, but then we're all trees, part of nature. Why not arrange for our ashes to be scattered in woodland, creating a beautiful tree that seeds and never dies ultimately? I think that will be the living death for me. I'll never die, it cannot be. And if I've got time for a short one, or I'll finish if you push for time. Okay, post-love. Here's a quick one. In the golden dusk of Paris, you call me on the airways, my love of 1,000 days, held custody in an urn in the Montmartre cemetery. You call as leaves fly hither and thither, the silent lamentations of the trees. I hear you whisper, come. I'm coming, dear, I'm on my way. I've survived stark winter's blasts, a virgin in a golden chain. I reincarnate in your love. Fired up, I breathe, ready to kiss your soft lips, till death's silver light penetrates us. Drinkers in the bar philosophize. They know nothing. I can tell them this. We're here in a blaze of unknowing, no longer buried in the soil of revolutions. Time is never on our hands. As we caress in outer space, make love to the clouds, remnants of gold leaf clinging to our hair, tenements of half-life, lighting our way.
I just want to put a plug in for. Ambit magazine, the very fine magazine, international. On my first day as a writer at the age of 17, walking down Gray's Inn Road, I discovered a little shop where they sold a copy. It changed my life completely. From then on, I was a writer, real writer, you know. And Martin Bax, who is the editor of that magazine, has a wonderful reputation worldwide and still does. I haven't heard from him for many years, but I've been out of touch since I had a stroke. And
you've been invited to read.
Well, we were invited to read in London.
And to stay at his house.
Yeah, yeah. We were invited. I couldn't travel. You see, I can't walk that well. You know, I'm kind of crippled now. So, but I want to say thank you, Martin, for helping me from the age of 17 to the age I'm 71 now. I just reverse the numbers. Numbers don't mean anything. I tell you something. Life is everything. And that man was a second father to me. Martin Bax was a second father to me when he gave me time. And wonderful, wonderful man. Okay, enough, that's a plug. This is my poem. It's called The Kingdom of the Blind. Parallel worlds within worlds. I'm looking for the keys. Sawdust in the attic, hanging cassocks, and Eastlight file index cards, called by my original patronymic, a dumb waiter, a glass of wine, spinning out of time, Antwerp, because it's Sabbath, a roller blind pulled down, a half-life, drowning in the coastal waters, a lightship, gathering my family in the dinghy, the fathoming of the channel, left some escargot in the fridge, playing the soundtrack of the gypsy music, the nuclear winter paradigm, Dante Alighieri seen from the bridge, sleeping like a baby in the stateroom. I'm a soundbite of a tsunami. Cobra meeting with the crisis magnet, a martyr to smog-bound lungfish, the dish of the day off the Galapagos. Etched in blacklight on the northern coast, an identikit simulation of cerecloth from Benjamin's descent, genuflecting, children playing on the floodplain, angel choir boys from the churchyard gates, screaming bombardment in my backyard. I'm looking for the keys to the shed, the shadow factory, and a cloak of invisibility, orbiting Earth in Jupiter, a sanctuary. The sun moon goddess Venus Urania, traveling from Ophir in her robe of stained glass. Pascal Lamb in rehab, the soundtrack died. A signet ring on my encircling finger conjured the biblioteca into existence, recalling the shorter Oxford English Dictionary, cobwebs in its collection of butterflies and moths, a wooden crucible in the Garden of Olives, climbing the hillside to Golgotha, watching scattered atoms in the woodland area. My mother said she was a spy, restricted access, a helipad in the backyard, inferno, paradise, echoes from the wind turbines, Russian news media, reports from Stalingrad. I believe in the catacomb below Jerusalem, holds the key to the frost flowers on the windows, Museum of Art History, an opaque screen print. Mr. Quintilian's wounds won't heal in the spirit lamp. stained glass saints in chains, a shadow play crisscrossing the window, overlooking the bomb site, fragments of a skull in a vineyard, lapis lazuli, the Aegean of a videography at the University of Salamanca, monasteries and sempiternal visions, Platonic axioms, thanks to Leonardo's esprit. It's alpha to omega on the field of Megiddo, orbiting Earth in a Magellanic cloud, ad infinitum. The anthropophagi devoured bread and wine. Ransom, the cadaver of Christ Jesus, a cataclysmic prismatic light, and is argon and black light in the landscape, the shadow factory, and the cloak of invisibility. Thank you very much.